I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again. But life is one big riddle of the future and what's been. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it, I gotta go, running to better times. Go, from my emotions I'll go, running to better times, to better times, to better times, to better times, to better times.
So let me start by asking you a question. How good are you really taking care of yourself? And what are you sacrificing to be so perfect for? Is it your health? Is it your time with your family? Is it to prove to all the other Karens that you do have a great life? Is it to get a bunch of social media likes on your photos or videos? But only you can answer that question for yourself. So we can cook and clean and organize and declutter and decorate, but sometimes we get that feeling that it will never be good enough as Karen, who is just the generic name that I'm using in this example. But how does the saying go? Comparison is the thief of joy. So here on my channel, I like to keep it as real and raw as possible, starting by just picking up and doing as much as I can. So yes, my house gets messy, and no, I don't have the perfect step-by-step cleaning routine down for you to follow, and your life will just be so much better at the end of the day. But here I do like to connect with you, make you feel a little bit less alone, inspire you in whatever situation you may be going through. I share new ideas as I continue to learn and grow, and am here to have someone to clean with whenever you do have to get the dirty work done. So today I'm starting in the main areas, which are the living room and kitchen. Then moving on to our bedroom, doing a little bit of laundry. Laundry, of course, is never ending. I know you guys feel the same way sometimes. And then I'm going upstairs, which are the girls' rooms, which I'm going to pick up the playroom just a little bit. And then I'm continuing on with going through more of the clothes declutter, which if you can't tell, I'm pregnant and I'm trying to work on the nursery. I'm getting down to crunch time, so I'm trying to go through like 5 years of girl clothes because I'm now pregnant with a baby boy and I no longer need those clothes. It's just taking me a little bit longer to get started, which I don't recommend if you're at the end of your pregnancy like I am. So let's go ahead and get started.
Isn't this the good life? Sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks. Citrus in our beverages. Citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering our faces. You know it is all lies. You know it is all lies. On and on it goes. Round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute. Taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes. Swinging down in life, you know. Breathing out air for a minute. Yeah. Hey, would you rather stay right here? Make everything disappear.
So welcome back to my channel. For doing all the dishes, I'm just using the most common, most basic Dawn dish soap. That's what I like. That's what I've been using. And I also have the Dawn Power Wash Spray, but I didn't buy the refillable ones. I just added soap and then tried to spray it. It doesn't spray as good as if you were to buy the real refillable ones. So that's why I'm using just regular dish soap and not the power spray or whatever you call it. A lot of these containers I do hand wash, and I know that I repeat myself and I mentioned this before in other videos, but if you ever watched any of my initial organizing, like the first time I've organized my refrigerator and started actually buying these bins to use as organizers. When washing them, if you put them in the dishwasher, it distorts them a little bit, or at least the ones that I bought from Amazon. I've bought in a couple different Amazon-y type brands. I don't think these are any specific name brand containers or anything like that, but they hold fruit, or you can put whatever you want to put them, and they go in the refrigerator. So I have a couple different sizes, and I always hand wash them. The lids don't fit accurately like they did before because I initially put the other ones in the dishwasher. So that's why I always make sure that those are hand washed, and I'm super basic, just using regular Dawn soap and e-cloths, which I do like the e-cloth scrubbers, whatever they're called. So on the countertops, I am still using Method. I'll probably be using Method until this bottle is empty. So I haven't changed any of that up, and then just a simple microfiber cloth. I don't know why I can never say that.
About things, and you're kinda simple, but like a pistol, you fire. Sometimes you get under my skin like a lover, and sometimes you don't wanna come back 'cause you'd rather stay out with another, talking to strangers and make out spontaneously. Now I'm so tired of hearing all your stories.
These chairs I got pretty recently. They are like leather, and I have this pad underneath to make them more comfortable. And before I had these cloth ones, I've had them for several years, but because I have 2 girls, Sailor is 4, Savannah is 3. Actually, her birthday party is going to be next week, and I'll do a big party prep and show you guys everything that I do for preparing for her birthday party. But anyway, they would come on, they have a little table that they sit at because we don't have a formalized kitchen breakfast area. So they have a little table that they sit at, but they will climb on these chairs and eat kind of on the counter, and they would get food all over those chairs, and they were cloth chairs. So I had tried to, clean them pretty good. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? I need to just do away with the cloth, especially around eating or anything like that, and get something that I can easily wipe down. So I'm very happy with that decision. And if you have young kids with sticky, messy fingers, then you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm so tired of hearing all your stories about your rich friends traveling Mercedes. You're such a nice guy when you're not just talking about yourself, and the way of how you dwell. Don't you get it?
When doing the floors, I obviously finish with floors. I think most commonly people finish with floors because, when you wipe down all the countertops, if stuff falls on the floor, then, that's always, it seems to be the last thing that most people do and that I do as a habit as well. So I start with the vacuum. I'll go through the rugs and stuff, and then I will use a wet vac to do all of the hard floors and tile. So our whole downstairs, we have no carpet downstairs whatsoever besides the rugs. So having this is really convenient. Today I'm actually using the Robo-Rock one. So I have the Tinko and I have the Robo-Rock, and I decided to go ahead and use the Robo-Rock one. So the first time I heard of these wet vacuums was, it was like a viral TikTok video trend going on. And then I want to say it's been like a year and a half. Somebody shared it on Prime Day that the Tinko, I forgot which model it was, did a Prime Day. So I just bought it right then and there. And then I used that one for a long time. And Absolutely loved it. And then since then, I have gotten a more upgraded Tinco one, and then also this Roborock one. So just considering the amount of hardwood space, it's been so much easier than like getting a standard mop. And also the amount of dog hair that we have everywhere. Again, we have a black lab, so she has dark hair, which you'll see whenever I empty the tank. Usually it's all dog hair that you can't see. This picks it all up and mops the floors all at the same time.
Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up, I'm on the other side, I miss you, take you off, I came here way too strong, cannot keep it low key, got me drugged, your pheromones hit the roof, bottle your taste. It's really a bad reception out there, where you heading? Why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? I've lost you.
So here's where you have the empty water canister, which you just empty out once you're done cleaning, and then you have the little canister that holds all of the stuff that it vacuumed up. So for me, majority of the case, it's going to be a lot of hidden dog hair and dust.
I'm afraid you're now. Found myself in between the lines, underneath your bed sheets. It started fun, but now I'm in too deep into this flow. A zero-sum game that I will lose. There's no zipping past it. Every time you walk away from me, I want you. How could I want you more? Or when did I lose my perspective? Oh God, have I lost it? But my cravings for you so shameless, can't get enough.
So I realized that when I make my bed in my videos, it looks really funny because the fitted sheet doesn't fully fit on the mattress. And the reason being is I'm pretty sure these sheets are a little bit older. They are the Carolua bamboo sheets. And the first time we ever got a pair of bamboo sheets was on our honeymoon. 9 years ago, almost 9 years ago. And we have never went back. We went to like the Caribbean island. I told you about this story last week's video about how I got bit by a crazy animal. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a pretty interesting story. But anyway, while we were there, we went to like several different islands, and for some reason, and I don't remember if it was St. Croix that kind of made these bed sheets. I don't know. We sat through this whole story, and then of course they sold us on them, and they're kind of expensive sheets, and we ended up getting them. Something about the way the bamboo is, and I will never go back. So this is our second pair, and I got the girls a pair of bamboo sheets as well, not from Carolua, but like a different Amazon brand. But anyway, so I have those sheets, and I don't know what size I got. I don't know if this is a California king and I should have gotten a regular king and vice versa, whatever. But I also have a mattress pad on there. So with the mattress pad, and then we have a sheet protector, like this waterproof sheet protector. And then that sheet is just so tight that I think because I have all this extra stuff on there, it doesn't fully fit. You're probably wondering what that is. So also, we built a sandbox in our backyard, and I asked y'all, I was like, am I going to regret this sandbox, or is it going to be so much fun for the kids? So a little bit of both. I don't regret building it. If you haven't checked out that video, what I'm talking about, it's an outdoor DIY we built the sandbox for the kids and within like our landscaping. And anyway, so the sand just gets everywhere. They're supposed to rinse off before they come in the house, the kids, but they'll like run from the back door to straight to the bath. And then I think just over the last couple of weeks, it's just accumulated and hidden there under that rug. But what I was saying before is that I do highly recommend bamboo bed sheets. They are the best. They're the softest. They don't feel like sandpaper. I don't care. I've tried to buy 1,000 thread count Egyptian cotton, whatever, and it snags. I don't know. It just doesn't feel as good as bamboo, in my opinion. So the Carolua brand is my favorite brand, but then they also do have some, like I said, the girls, I have found some on Amazon, and theirs are pretty comfortable as well. Next, we'll catch up on some laundry.
We used to hang around town pretty late. I spent the week thinking about our next day. It was easier then, so much easier then. Or like that time I picked you up outside of school. You said, screw my dad, I make my own rules. It was easier then, so much easier then. Take me back to those.
So it's no surprise that we're having our third child here next month. And I was doing laundry one day and I was just thinking to myself, how am I supposed to keep up with all of this laundry? I feel like, I mean, we do have a lot of clothes. The girls have a lot of clothes. I have a lot of clothes. And then I kind of rotate, like whoever's basket is the most full, then that's who I put in the laundry next. But I know I've gotten suggestions about, if you eliminate a lot of your clothes, then, you don't have as many clothes to go through. But you need to do laundry more often. And I'm like, well, that's my problem, is that I don't do laundry that often. That's why I have a lot of clothes, because, I don't get to it, whoever's turn it is, I don't get to it that day. And I don't want to spend my whole day doing laundry. I don't want to do laundry every single night. I do it often. I want to keep it at like 3-ish times a week or so if needed. But I'm just thinking to myself, how do I keep up with all of this laundry? Having a third kid who, babies, I mean, they spit up on all their stuff. You got to change them several times, even though the time is very short and, it's all worth it. I'm just thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to have all this stuff to do. But anyway, leave me a comment, leave me a suggestion. Is it that you just don't have a lot of clothes, so it's a lot easier to keep up with, or you just do laundry every single day and that's how you keep up with it? Share all your tips and tricks about laundry. I'm open to hear them.
Sunshine and mischief, yeah, we had one of those things.
So here we are in the playroom, and as much as I would like to say, like, this looks like a disaster, it's really just a couple bins that have the toys dumped out of them. So I decided that I'm just going to go ahead and pick it up really quick while I'm upstairs and everyone is gone. And then next I'll go through starting to sort out a lot of the girls' clothes. So earlier in the video, I mentioned the saying that comparison is the thief of joy. And gosh, it's been hitting me so hard because comparing myself recently has been extremely difficult. Maybe it's because I'm more hormonal as I prepare for my third, but I know I'm not the only one that sometimes feels this way. But I guess, let me just give you the scoop. The reality of being on YouTube as a creator is a lot of pressure to show the best tips and tricks and be the best in the niche and show that it is great and that you can obtain it too. But the reality of it is that it is extremely exhausting to keep up and try and be super perfect. So, and I think that a lot of you guys can compare to this too, because there's definitely phases in my life where things are more put together. And then there's phases in my life where I feel torn apart. But then I watch someone else who is in the phase in their life where it's all put together, and then I just feel miserable, and then I feel jealous, and then I feel all these insecurities. And in reality, it's just like I'm not in that phase yet, or I'm just in the more chaotic phase of my life, or whatever it may be. So being a consumer of YouTube and a creator, kind of like seeing both sides of it. I'm not going to say that this is not real life, because it's totally real life. But from a creator side, it's definitely uncomfortable to show that you are far behind on tasks. It's not like, oh, my kids made a mess for dinner and now I'm cleaning up their dinner. no, that's just, your everyday stuff. But to show like, no, I haven't cleaned up in a long time, I haven't decluttered this space in a year, is extremely uncomfortable. But then you use the creative side of you to motivate you to try new things or find the best ideas and find the best tips, and then put it in a perfectly made video or picture or whatever the case may be. And that was dried up Play-Doh, by the way. I don't know how long it's been there. As a consumer of it, and I feel these emotions too, when I'm really, really inspired, and then I look to that as motivation and encouragement, and I can do that too, and I can use these tips and tricks too. But if I'm not motivated and I'm not feeling secure, then I look at it as, well, this person's life is just so perfect and I can't work up to that accomplishment. So if you're feeling like you're in that second state of mind, which what I've been feeling a lot recently, then remove yourself from the comparison trap. Remove yourself from the social media. I was listening to a podcast from Jenna Kutcher, and she said like Pinterest or Instagram, we look and follow the most great accounts, and they're so good at that one thing they do. So maybe you follow the greatest decorator, and then you follow the greatest cook and chef, and then you follow, the greatest cleaning motivation channel. Then you follow, the greatest fitness expert. And then now your feed is like all of these perfect people who are great at that one thing. And then you think that you need to be great at all of those things too. And if you're not up to that level, then you start getting insecure. So yes, comparison is the thief of joy. And you just have to remember, it's not necessarily that it's always fake. From what I've seen, it's just that person is just so good at that skill, and that's, their one specialty. But doesn't mean that they're good at cooking, or doesn't mean that they're good at some other skill. So for me, I just have to take a step back and think about that. I may need to remove myself from social media for the time being and just focus on my own stuff, which is what I've been doing, and finding that creativity again, and also being really confident in who you are. Now, this does take practice and work, but being confident in yourself helps you not want to or struggle so much or be jealous of trying to be exactly like someone else. You know who you are, you know what you can accomplish, and you know you can take the steps to get there. So it's time for me to force myself to nest. I wish I had the burst of energy that nesting comes along with nesting, but I don't. I've been waiting for it and it has not come. So I'm just going to force it upon myself to get all these clothes ready. So in last week's video, I started going through a lot of the girls' clothes. So again, if this is your first time here, I have two toddlers, a 4-year-old and then an almost 3-year-old, and I have all of their clothes from when they were newborns. Whenever we weren't sure if we were going to technically have a third child, but if we did, we were like 98% sure it was going to be another girl. So I kept everything, and we were wrong. It's a boy. So now I'm finally going through girl clothes. In last week's video, I did get rid of 2 boxes of like newborns in 0 to, I don't know, whatever months. And I gave all of that to my neighbor, but I still have a lot of clothes to go through. I have clothes that are going to be passed down to Savannah, clothes that I still need to get rid of. And then this box that I'm going through was actually given to us by another neighbor, and it's all 5T. So 5 years old clothes that Sailor, my older daughter, can fit into, just not yet. So I have a ton of clothes to say the least. But I will say that as they've gotten older, there is less and less clothes. So I think that when initially in that like newborn and 1-year-old, 2-year-old clothes, when you can dress your kids, or this is at least it went for me, when I can dress my kids into what I want them to wear, I got a lot more clothes, because I'm like, this is so cute, especially with girls. And especially with having 2 girls, I'm like, this romper's cute, this dress is cute, this skirt is cute, these shorts are cute. And then with like when going through like boy stuff, I'm like, okay, they can wear pants and shorts, and I feel like I won't accumulate as much with the boy. But I don't know. This is my first boy, so you guys let me know. But I just had so much more little clothes. Now Sailor will only wear dresses. So once I get to like 4T, I have like 2 pairs of pants, and that's all, because the only thing she'll wear is dresses, and I don't fight her on that. So a lot as they get older, I feel like the clothes is getting less and less. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know what normal is for me. I just went with what I went with. But anyway, my goal here is that the girls are going to share this bedroom, and I need to move both of their clothes into this closet, a shared closet, and then a shared dresser. So here I also have clothes that I need to save that are going to get passed down. So that whole box is going to be anywhere from 3T to 5T. So 2 years worth of clothes that are going to get passed down that I'm saving. I also have clothes here that I'm donating. And then once I've kind of consolidated all of those clothes and created like a small little donate pile there, then my next step is to go through all of the shoes. So I don't recommend getting so much stuff because it does take a long time to go through. But again, I haven't gone through any of this stuff ever really before, or, gotten rid of it ever before. So this is my first go around of it. But I also don't regret it either. So yeah, I don't recommend it, but I don't regret it at the end of the day.
I'm going out with you tonight. Are you close to here? I'm feeling down, I don't know why. No, it's so surreal. Think I want you here. Oh, 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 oh. I don't ask for much, no, I don't need that much, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Though I want your touch.
I realized that I needed a bigger storage box for the things that are coming between like 3T and 5T or whatever. This is all stuff that I'm keeping because the girls, it's going to be passed down to my girls. And when I decluttered our office, it actually opened up that whole tub for me. So my goal, I don't know if I can do this, but my goal is to not buy new tubs. My goal is to empty out a tub, donate it, and then I can use that tub for future stuff. Now, I had 3 friends give me clothes for the baby boy, and I'm telling you, it is a ton of clothes, and I'm actually going through it now. As I'm doing my voiceover, I'm going through some of those clothes, and I'm just like, I need the tubs to save for the older months, because they've given me anything from newborn all the way up to like 2 years old. So I'm definitely going to save some of the stuff for the baby boy, but I need tubs to do that. So when actually going through this section of the video, I was trying to think of great ways to give all these tips and do all this stuff, but I don't have any right now. Obviously, I'm just trying to get it done. So hopefully it's just motivation to like get stuff done and decluttered and go through stuff, instead of like giving y'all all of these great tips, because I just don't feel like I have a ton of tips to give you, except go through, donate, get rid of, and go through more clothes. But one thing I will say is that everything that I fold is KonMari style. Now, when I first heard KonMari, and I've told y'all this story before, I kind of rolled my eyes at it. Like, oh, I'm not going to thank my clothes. I'm not going to fold it this way. It's going to take me forever to fold every single dress, in 5 different folds or whatever. But after initially giving it a try and seeing if I can maintain it that way, then it has been game changer. And I, laugh at myself for thinking that it was not obtainable before, because it has been great. So if you have been hesitant and needed like a new way of folding your clothes, if something is not working out for you, then I encourage you to go check out one of her videos on how to fold like shirts or dresses or whatever, and start there. That's where I started. And then doing it one time and then seeing how you can maintain it and seeing how much it makes finding clothes. Like, you can fold sloppy like I am. Nothing is like as great as hers, but again, I don't think I could go back to another way of folding clothes.
I was facing all the sunlight while our feet swung freely from the bridge. You asked if I'd save you if you were crazy.
So between the last 2 videos, I've gotten all of the clothes, most of the clothes, all moved over into this room, and then our next step will be going through all of the baby clothes. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, got some motivation. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and I'll see you guys next week.